Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Lich's Archives. I still don't know what the name of this campaign is. I guess we could call it Inflict Heroics.
Yeah, that's what I've been calling it whenever I talk to people.
And this is episode 17. So before we jump in, I believe Assie just wanted to quickly...
Yes, I am actually going to be working on character art for all of the characters here. I'll be streaming myself doing that on my own channel, which is Doomed Witch, and hopefully in a couple of weeks I'll have a full ensemble of our art that we can use as little things when we have the battle map up, you know?
Yeah. By the way, it's important to mention that it is zeros, not O's in Doomed.
Yes.
Just so you guys are aware.
That is important.
Can I vote for Inflict Stupidity for the campaign?
Yes.
Well, it'll shape up. We'll change it depending on how the last session went. Alright, but with that in mind, I believe we're good to just jump on into this. There's not really much else to talk about. So, looking over this and making sure that I got everything correct. Last we left off, you guys were making your way through the woods, heading towards Fay Pond. You had a encounter the night before involving some fine people that next to a carriage. That was quickly dealt with, and you guys continued on. Had a decent night nestled up to the side of a stream. There was a witch's hut and some weird things going on in the woods. You guys still managed to catch a decent night's sleep. Crossed the river the next morning as this cabin was disappearing. Arod, you recognized the figure that was on the other side of the glass staring back at you. And in that moment, I think you guys probably realized maybe we will look into this further. But besides that, travel did continue for, I believe this was your third or fourth day on the road? Fourth day, yes, your fourth day on the road. The biggest thing that Arod did come across was some sort of tree with a female figure next to it. You were invited to join her, have a little drink at this basin that the tree was holding. Cole at some point showed up. He partook in that as well. Well, the other two members decided to chastise you two for your choice. This female figure disappeared, becoming one with the tree and vanishing up into the foliage. And the day continued. Under the effects of whatever it was you guys ingested, you were able to kind of understand the whispers of the wind, or even feel connected with some of the trees as you were going. The main point where this came to a head is when Shalashar, getting ready to settle down for the night, pulled out his axe and decided to try to cut down a tree. Upon hearing the trees of this stream, you guys rushed to its defense, convinced him not to do it, as stone clouds were gathering up ahead. Trying to figure out what you guys would do for shelter, I believe Assie pulled out a tarp, and you guys managed to just tie this in between the trees, as the same hut appeared once again. And that is where you guys spent, maybe not the majority of the night, but about half an hour or so. Turns out that this person inside was actually Lillian. She had several cryptid messages, and a couple of items were traded in exchange for information. I'm not sure if you guys felt satisfied with the answers that she provided, but nonetheless, the night concluded and you guys were sent out into the night once again, with Lillian promising that you would never see her again. She's done her duty. She informed Arod that her father was looking for him. That's the only reason she was following your group to begin with. And with her duty done, her business finished, that would be the end of it. And with that, you guys settled down for another night. But this night didn't go as planned for everyone. One of the deals that was struck was with Cole, who wanted to speak with his father. He had a dream, woke up rather startled from it, and discovered something going awry with his tail. Hiding it from the group, he just passed it off, bandaged up his tail, and on his watch, figured out that something wasn't right. He went off into the woods and proceeded to chop off the tip of his tail and rebandage it, telling no one in the group what happened or anything like that. And that's what we are currently picking up once again.
Not quite.
What do you mean, not quite?
Not quite. We got that attack, and I set off a thunder wave when
That's where the intro comes in, you see. That was a recap.
That...
Don't worry, I got this. Calm.
Okay.
I think the DM is fairly knowledgeable of what he's doing.
Yeah, I don't just go, oh, now we're in combat, roll initiative. No, we got to build into it, alright? Spit on it a little. Don't...
I thought you were doing, like, the intro.
I'm going off script, this is going
together,
bad.
You know, like just seamlessly...
Shush. We're good.
It's a train wreck now.
And that's where we find the group once again. Assy needlessly interjecting as she is currently struggling to get this taupe off of the trees. Shalashar wants to cut it, but she insists, and once again, needlessly interjecting herself here, and you guys have started packing this up as Arod is hearing sounds in the woods. The sounds seem to be circling around the group. Hearing something go off, and it sounds like maybe a deer or something else dying, relatively new, you guys kind of rush through the rest of your packing, shoving things away, taupes going into pocket spaces, people getting their weapons as you guys start heading deeper into the woods. To remind you of the current scene, it is turning very, very dark. Clouds are starting to form and rain is starting to pour down heavily, yes?
Just remember that while we were doing this, I was casting my ritual to walk on water.
Yes.
Or to...
We're getting there.
Yeah.
Please, have faith
Just
in
like,
me.
well, I just like
Have faith.
the mud. I just wanted to make sure that we are covered in case of the mud.
Yes, I appreciate it. So, the group is quickly throwing their stuff away. Arod mentions that he hears something, and you guys, like I said, start speeding it up, start packing things as Shalashar finishes his ritual. Everyone being able to move relatively well over the mud with the protection of his spell. Is it a concentration spell, by the way?
No.
No? Alright. And as you guys were going there, I just need a quick reminder as to who is where. Who's in the front, who's in the back, and which way are you guys heading? I remember the river is flooding, and you guys are either trying to outrun it and get to some higher ground, or you could head deeper into the woods and away from this river. But I just need to know who's standing where relatively.
I think we decided to go further into the forest, if not mistaken.
Towards the cave.
Alright.
Oh, towards the cave. North towards the cave.
And who's leading this charge to the woods, and who's kind of lagging back?
I have the map, and I like to be around the front anyway, so I'll probably be one of the first ones, if not the first one.
I'm guarding the rear.
I ended up near the back and like to the side because I knew I had that one spell that I wanted to like probably set off.
Okay, so Arod, where are you then?
I'll be behind Salashar.
Alright, so you two are closest to the front.
Stand behind Dad.
And then Assy
Protect
wants
me.
to be here. Alright. Now, for the sake of this, I'm also going to have you guys quickly roll initiative here. I'll finish this description, and then we will see as to what exactly is going on. But I would like to just, do a little bit of housekeeping relatively quickly before this.
Fucking character, I swear.
Hmm?
Nothing.
He's cursed.
We're not talking about it, Justin.
Alright, so 20 to 25.
I'm gonna do the big die. One second. I'm lagging. Ooh, not 20.
Right, and what is
You
that?
stole my...
Plus 3. 23.
You stole my fucking roll. Last session I got a net 20.
The first time we're all rolling, and I got a net 20. I'm feeling good about this now. I was
I got
worried.
22.
I hope you waste all of them.
22. Shalashar, what did you get?
I got a 15.
And Cole?
4.
Full. About where?
Just know
I
if
knew
I
it
roll
was
one
sub
now,
5.
it's because of Salashar. He's a butt. He just put a curse on me, which is rude because I'm the witch here. Like, that's my job, dude.
Yeah, I think your job is to steal things.
That too. I mean, I can do too.
Hey, Rod.
Yes.
Alright,
Stealing
let's-
things.
You know, babe.
Yeah.
So, that is what we are coming back into as you guys are making your way through these woods as quickly as you can. The rain is pouring down around you, and Arod, Shalashar, you guys can make out what seems to be fins encircling the group and just following behind you. But as you guys are going through these woods, even staying on top of the mud and moving as quickly as you can, it seems as though you're losing this race against whatever it is in the mud that's stalking your group. At this moment, I believe it was lashing towards...
Yo.
I have it in a note, let's see. Arod hears them, cool things. Indeed, it might be Assy. So Assy, as you were kind of behind everyone, having stayed to pack more things, you know, you had to untie this, you had to throw that thing away, is when you kind of turn around hearing something behind you. And what you see...
Well, I was intentionally keeping myself to the side so I could set off Earth Tremor, because I already have the spell marked off.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
whatever reason it is, you actually end up being slightly behind the group in this moment.
Yeah.
And as you kind of turn around, you can see a amphibious creature that is currently lurching out of the mud and flying towards you in the air. It seems to be a quadrupedal shark of some sort, and it is currently out of the mud and in mid-air coming towards you, and that's where we will be jumping into initiative. In case you guys care, the initiative order that we have is Assy, followed by Arod, then we have a shark, Shalashar, a couple more creatures, who knows how many, and then Cole bringing up the rear.
I know where you live.
And that is where we will be picking this up.
Okay.
As we get going, I will also pull up the battle map as needed.
So, I'm
so
assuming
it's your
I need
turn.
to...
This thing is probably about, you know, we're going to say this is happening. It's currently in midair and it's almost directly upon you, but because of how high your initiative is, you're actually acting right before it, as this thing is mid-air, mouth open, you know.
Okay. So I'm really nervous. We'll walk in, and I've been like patting on my hips like a dwarven working song. And I'm like, fuck, 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 fuck. And then it comes out, and I just fuck, and I stomp my foot, and I hold my hands out, and I cast Earth Tremor.
And what does that do?
I cause a 10-foot radius. Tremor in a 10-foot radius. Each creature other than me in that area must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 1d6 bludgeoning damage and is knocked prone. If the ground is loose in that area, if the ground is loose earth or stone, it becomes difficult terrain until cleared. So this is now like, whoa, difficult terrain here. And that guy needs to make a dex save. Hopefully he
Dex
fails.
save. Alright, what is the DC? Very quickly, I'm going to bring up the battle map on stream to kind of show you guys as to what it is that is going on.
Unfortunately, my DC is only 13.
13.
Which actually, for our level, and considering I'm only one level in Bard right now,
So-
that's pretty decent.
So I'll explain very quickly. I have a wooden table to show that this is a table. I have a simple map with a couple of trees, and I'm currently using wooden tokens. Arod, you are the green one. Shalashar, you're the black one. Cole, you're the small red one. And then Assy,
That's
you are the
racist.
blue one. Yes. Eventually, we'll replace these with actual tokens as I get the artwork. And then we'll do it that way. And these are the current shark things. Currently, we have this one. We'll make it fly, so we can see that it's pretty much right there on top of Assy.
Is the other one within 10 feet? Hopefully.
It will be, actually. And then there's another one over here, Shalashar, that you'll be able to see as well. That is coming towards the group.
That is. Oh, that's way off.
Besides that, I also have the player's live feed with the tokens as well.
Okay, that is full. That is full damage if it fails.
All right. One fails, one succeeds.
Okay. The one that fails is also knocked prone, and he takes 1d6 bludgeoning damage. So I did something at least.
We'll knock him halfway through the ground, and I'll tilt him to show that he's prone. And the other one that passed just passes, correct?
Yeah. Unfortunately, nothing on, no damage on a successful save. But level 1 spell. How much can you really hope for?
Right, so as this thing is leaving, you quickly release the spell, stomping your foot down into the ground, and you kind of like throw it off, and its tail gets a little stuck in the mud and ends up going sideways off to the side.
Yeah.
Still your turn.
It's still my turn. Ooh, is that a bonus action? I need to check something real quick.
Now, if I was smart, I would have
Damn.
done this to scale to actually type in 30 feet of movement, but I'm not that smart, so I'll need to fudge with that as we go.
Unfortunately, I do not believe I have any bonus action cantrips. Yeah, no, there are no bonus action.
You have your
cantrips
movement.
Yeah. Just to be on the safe side, I'm going to move back. I'm gonna move back by Cole and between him and Arod. But I want to be if shit happens, Cole can touch me.
So you want to move closer to Cole.
Yeah, but in between the two of them.
In between, so here?
Yeah, and I'm like, shit.
Okay. So you move that and you get close to Cole. Arod, it is currently your turn as you hear suddenly. It sounds like a thunderclap, but localized directly behind you. And looking over your shoulder, you see one of these strange shell creatures falling sideways as Assy starts moving with purpose towards you and Cole.
Okay.
One of these things is prone. You see another fin directly behind you, and with your passive perception, you'll see another one off to the right side that is starting to circle in towards the group as well.
Okay. I'm just gonna call out and be like, I knew I saw something, Salashar. And you're giving me shit about it.
I believe you.
At least someone does now, and then I'm gonna use we're still in heavy rain, right?
Yes, very, very heavy rain. The only reason you guys aren't ankle deep in mud right now is because of Shalashar. It's actually kind of have you ever tried to stand on a waterbed?
Yeah.
That's almost what this feels like. But instead of sinking, it's just you feel the weight of your feet just fluctuating beneath you.
Well, then in that case, I'm gonna use Mask of the Wild and go stealth, since I am obscured by heavy rain.
Oh snap!
So you want to make a stealth check.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yep, okay. So how do you want to hide? What does this look like for you?
Basically, I'm gonna try to kind of find an area where there's the shadow of a tree, and I'm trying to catch into the shadow and just kneel, take one knee, and sit incredibly still.
Right. Do you want to move
just
towards
try
a
to hide.
tree with your tone, anything like that?
Yeah, I'll move a little bit towards the left.
Towards the left. So you want to you're this one. So you want to just kind of slide over this way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Do you want to go more forward or anything like that, or just?
No, I'm trying to kind of stick under the tree.
Right. We'll say
And try
you
to
get
blend in
about
with the-
there.
I'm trying to blend in with the brush.
Okay. So you kind of move off to the side, quickly lowering yourself as you get closer to this tree. Doesn't sound
And
like
then,
anything's taking notice as you move that way.
And then I will hold my breath, knock an arrow, gently exhale, and take a shot.
Alright, do you want to... So, you can shoot at the prone one or the other one. Oddly enough, because they're both semi-submerged, you will have disadvantage on both of these. This one will also have half cover because of the fact that it's in the ground. But you could hit the prone one, but it would be with disadvantage because it is prone.
Disadvantage because it's prone?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it's... Yeah, okay,
and
yeah.
that's like a melee attack, right?
This is the disadvantage of proning things when there's range combat. But also it means if you're under fire and you guys need like to dodge an arrow, go prone.
Just
Oh.
fucking lay down.
Yep, that's the thing.
Well, I got a 16 with disadvantage.
That will hit.
Huzzah!
Someone knows what they're doing. It's not me.
6 plus, and I guess sneak attack. So 16 points total.
16 points total. That is actually a pretty good shot as you like move. That was with sneak attack, right?
Yes.
Of course.
Because I went before it.
Yeah, just wanted to make sure. So you run towards this tree, lowering yourself and like knocking an arrow in almost the exact same movement. You like let this arrow fly, and these things have relatively tough scales, and you can see even as like your arrow goes in, it actually almost pushes one of these scales to the side, and you can actually see like, you know, they are armored creatures. Maybe not heavily armored, but they do have some form of, you know, hard skin as the arrow sinks into this thing. Doesn't seem like it makes a sound though. It might, but it's hard to tell with all of the rain pounding down. Anything else you would like to do with your totem?
No, that's it. I'm just gonna yell, everyone get ready, get cover.
Alright. In that case, we get to the first shark creature. That's going to be this one. So it's going to take half of its movement. We're just going to do that because I rotated it incorrectly the first time. And it is going to move towards you, Assy, as you're still the closest creature. As it like lurches up.
Napple.
Instead of going there, it's actually going to go in between you two, Shalasha and Assy. And I am going to need both of you to go ahead and make, let me read, a dexterity saving throw.
Oh snap, I got this in the bag, I hope. I hope.
I'm just double checking the wording on this.
18.
18.
I was worried because I got a 12, but I got +6 because rogue.
So with my +2 AC, because I have Shield Master, that bumps my save up to a 16.
16. So this thing moves in between you guys, and it comes out of the ground at the same time it spins violently, swinging its tail around. You guys manage to like get out of the way, and you just kind of get hit a little bit. So due to a success, it's going to be 9 damage to half, so both of you will only take 4 damage.
I take none because Shield Master.
Shield Master, right? And you quickly get your shield up, and like you just feel it's a very hefty blow, but you do manage to weather it. Actually, you will take 4 points. But the good news is, damn it, I'm knocked back. But you will both actually still knocked back 5 feet instead of being knocked back prone.
Okay, so
that's
that's something.
So
That's something.
you guys are going to go back this way, so you actually almost stumble into Cole, and you're going to go a little bit that way. And with that, we get to your turn, Shalasha. Actually, yes, that will be its entire turn. Let's see, it moved up.
Used half its movement to get up.
Yeah, I'm just seeing if there's anything else it can do. Now, so with that, it just quickly does its little spin, knocks both you guys down, and it's actually going to try to start going back into the ground, but it doesn't have enough movement to finish that because it was prone. So with that, we get to your turn, Shalashal.
How far is it from me?
5 feet.
Okay.
Bit more, between 5 to 10-ish feet, we'll say.
Okay. I'm going to... I hold up my hands, and there's a sort of earthy, rotting smell kind of emanating from around me. And you see this black ooze start to seep up from the dirt and into my hands.
Ew.
And as I spread my arms wide, it starts to form a almost like a big sphere around me. And you see these little impish creatures with half their face is fiendish and the other is angelic, and they just start spinning in a circle around me. And I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians, designating us to be immune to their effects.
And what is the range?
It is a 15-foot radius.
A 15-foot radius.
Yeah, so if they enter the area or start its turn there, make a wisdom save, and it takes the 3d8s then, and then their speed is halved while they're inside of it.
Okay, 1 second. I have just the thing for this. Empty
Counterspell?
sphere.
When I see this, I've like stumbled into Cole, and I imagine you've prevented me from stepping on you. Do you think those guardians are a metaphor for him being,
That's about 15
pulling up
feet.
inside?
You guys can see that thing, right? This weird little sphere I put on it. If not, I can try to make
Yeah.
it easier to see.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. So we'll
Yeah.
say that is your thing. Let me
I think he's
quickly-
just having some gastrointestinal issues.
And with my movement, I'm actually, since I see that other shark off to the side as well, I'm going to take some of my movement over towards the other shark as well.
So you want
I'll
to
get-
move back towards Core then?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to keep the one shark that's next to me in it, if possible, while getting close to the other one.
Well, we'll get you about here or here if you want. So you could push up next to Assy.
I'll be on the other side of Assy.
You want to get to this side?
Yes.
And go for the one that's cutting you guys off?
Yep.
Alright. You got it. So you do exactly that as you quickly throw this up, and all of these imp things appear. Half imp, half angelic. Do they take damage on your turn or on their turn?
It's the first time they enter it, and if they start their turn there.
Alright, so in that case I'll need damage for the ones that are in it. That would just be the first one, and then you move this way, and then on their turns they'll make it. So, damage for this guy, please.
17 damage.
17 points of damage. You got it. Alright. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn? If not, these lovely little boys are going to go. And then after that, Cole, you're on deck.
With the final part of my turn, I'm going to draw a little bit more power from the earth, and it's going to seep up me, and it's going to start making this miasma-like cloak that's emanating off of me. And you can see disembodied spirits almost kind of seeping off of my cloak. And I'm going to use my bonus action to cast... no, that one actually cast concentration. So, never mind.
Never mind. Alright, so you think about it, and you go, no, I need my guardians.
I need to pay attention.
Alright. Well, in that case, I need you to roll damage for this bad boy, starting his turn in here.
Bone Daddy is so emo.
17 again.
Going through a phase.
Alright.
It's not just a phase.
So, as this thing burrows into the ground, your weird imp things start like focusing, and they're like throwing rocks at it, hurling bolts of energy, and various other things to try to deter it. But this thing is quite dialed in as it dives towards the ground and comes towards you. Does a 22 hit?
Yes, I do.
Yes, it do. Can you make a strength save?
Oh my god.
That is
No, like I knew
18.
where she was.
18.
I just like forgot how to fucking.
Okay. Okay. Let me quickly roll these. You are going to take 17 points of piercing damage as this thing like clamps on to the side of your arm, but you manage to like pull your arm out of its mouth, but it definitely seemed like it was intent on getting a hold and not letting go when it originally bit down towards you. Then we get to the next one. This one is going to go towards Cole, as you are the smallest little one. It's going to be the... Actually, it's going to go in between the two of you again, and I want to need both of you to make another dex save.
Me?
Yep, and Cole.
Oh man.
And then Assie, you're up after... Cole's up after this. Followed by
That's
you, Assie.
18 on the die plus 6.
Okay.
I got dex.
And Cole?
Natural 1.
Natural
Ooh.
1.
Yep.
Alright. You're both going to take...
My boy.
You're going to take 6 points, Cole. Assie, you're going to only take 3. Cole, unfortunately, you are going to be knocked prone.
Can I try to like catch him instead?
So you're there. And then Assie, you would, but you're actually again knocked 5 feet away. And you're going to go
damn it.
this way.
So what was my damage again?
3.
3?
Yeah, and
Oof.
he took 6. And with that, Assie, it is your turn.
Okay. Okay.
And Avod, you're up
okay.
next.
You got it.
Avod looks heavenly today. You have admirers in the chat.
Oh, come on.
We
It's
all
the
knew
hair.
that. We
It's
all
the
knew
braided hair. They love it.
that. Oh man. Okay, how far away from me is this thing?
5 feet, as you got knocked back 5 feet. Anywhere
Okay.
from 5 to, 10. Same description, as I don't have an exact grid with this.
Okay, so I'm gonna disengage.
You don't need to, as you've been knocked. Actually, you would. You don't know you need to, but you would need to.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do that anyways because
Okay.
I want to disengage, fling myself around to the other side of the one that Salashar is fighting,
So you want to move this way?
up and around to in front. Yeah, and I want to pin that thing between the two of us.
So you want to flank it.
I want to flank it because then I get advantage. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Aw, thank you. I appreciate the love for my hair. I spent a lot of time coloring it and maintaining it.
You.
So, I'm going to attempt to attack it. I've got, I'm gonna go with,
That's fucking savage.
I'm gonna go with, rapier and dagger in my offhand.
Okay.
And I'm hoping to get sneak attack damage. Let's see if I hit
you
it.
would have it. Let's see if you do hit it.
Yeah.
And you only get
Ooh.
1 attack. You don't get your offhand because that takes a bonus action, right?
Oh yeah, you're right.
I
Okay,
know I'm right.
I'll just re-roll it because like I don't want to pick. I don't
Go
want to
ahead.
pick,
Go
and then
ahead.
it's like
Just do it.
that one's better than the other, you know. Okay, that's not as good as one of them.
What'd you get?
17,
That'll
18,
hit.
19, 20, 21, 22,
No,
23.
that's fine. But you're good.
No, yeah, 19. Okay. So, dagger, rapier, sorry, damage. That is a D8. D8, shit damage, and then my,
That's not what you want
my
to hear the rogue
D2s.
say.
I need to add my D2s. Hopefully, I will get better with these guys. I haven't thrown you in the mix for a while. Prove your worth. Oh shit, he did prove his worth. Okay, so 4. Only 9 damage.
9 damage. Alright, so you quickly disengage, dodging backwards. Quicker than these things expect, as you guys aren't affected by the mud as you quickly move around behind this thing, line up, and you think you know exactly where to strike this thing, but the scales are relatively hard to get through. You do manage to stab it, but you don't think you know, this thing's still looking healthy as you poke your rapier into probably its rump, or its very thick muscular tail. Anything else you would like to do? You probably have like 5 more feet of movement if you want it.
I'm gonna stay here for now.
Alright.
Avon. I'm gonna attempt to maintain this flanking.
You watch as the rest of your group kind of like moves over to the side. You're now separated by 2 of these things, but neither of them seem to be paying you any attention. You do notice your group is getting very clumped up as these things are starting to encircle around them. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna start off by yelling, keep your distance, spread out, spread out. And I will try to climb that tree a little bit and get some elevation. I wonder if they can climb.
Okay, so you move up towards the tree, and you want to climb up it. Go ahead and you can take your time, or you can make an acrobatic or an athletics check.
I'll do an acrobatics.
I know you would.
So 14?
Yeah, I mean, that's good enough to climb into a tree. There you are, nice and hidden in the foliage, and you probably get to one of these branches. We're going to say that probably takes a bonus action to do, we'll say.
Sure. And then I will get myself comfortable, place my back against the trunk of the tree, and rest my bow across one of the branches, knock an arrow, and fire it at the same one that I hit before.
Alright, so I believe that is this one.
I believe so too.
Alright, this time it's not prone, so it's just a straight attack.
Natural 20.
Natural, alright. Roll that damage, boy.
Yeah.
Get that crit damage.
Isn't
that
this
crit
a
damage.
sneak attack too?
Yeah, I'm hidden still.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 12 plus... Oh wait, I didn't roll.
Shalasha, you're
That's-
up next after one of these things goes.
It's a darn shame they say that critical hits only double the weapon damage
There we
and
go.
not
That's what...
all dice.
So 12 plus 23.
23. Or did you say
So I think
12?
35
35 points of damage.
total.
Alright, this time you do hear it make a sound. Is there anything else you would like to do on your turn?
No, I'm gonna stay nice and tucked in this tree.
Alright, so you quickly yell out to the group to spread out as you like turn to the tree, quickly climb up it with like a single hand keeping your bow out, get to the top, let loose, and this thing at this point kind of like is looking back in the direction from where that sound came from, right? It heard you yell as well, is what you can pretty much guess, and you don't quite hit it in the eye, but you get it like right in the eyebrow, where it is less armored. And this thing actually, taking that damage, will actually dive down into the ground. And we don't know where it goes. And that will be that thing's turn. So with that, Shalasha, you watch as one of these things just quickly disappears.
Okay. Let me just see. So there's 2 still there. If I'm not mistaken, it's one eye. Just double checking.
Oh,
Or start-
you also get to roll damage because that thing started its turn in your thing.
16.
16 points.
That shark, the one that bit me, that's the one directly next to me, right?
Yep, and then this is the one that tail spinned last turn and knocked Assy back. So both of these are going next turn. You're aware, you know.
Okay. I'm going to. Is its mouth open?
Oh,
Like presumably, it's just kind of like letting off my arm.
if you want it to be, sure.
Can I reach down a throat and cast inflict wounds?
You can try. Roll an attack.
That
What
is
does a dirty 20 get me?
Okay, that will hit.
you're a specific type of person. You know that, right?
I'm aware. That's 25.
25. To hit or damage? That's
Damage.
Right, because you got that. Well, you... Would you like to describe it as you reach down and you could, like, grab this thing's tongue, you could touch its mouth. It has what seems to be 3 rows of teeth inside of its mouth.
I open its jaws,
Wow.
and I just jam my fist into the top of its mouth, and I just keep pushing until I hear a crack, and then I just reach up and grab whatever I can, and then there's like a black melting ooze that just starts pouring out of its brain cavity, just kind of collapses.
Well, it's still alive. It is still alive. But
Not very long.
you do reach into its mouth and you, like, touch the top of it. And this thing is thrashing around, but it's not biting down as you're starting to fill its mouth with this disgusting black ooze. But it is trying to get away from you, and you can see, like, you know, it maybe a little bit of panic and anger definitely in those eyes staring back at you.
Can I, since I have a bonus action left, can I guess for a grapple action it'd be a standard action, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Unfortunately for you. Alright, then we get to these things' turn. If there's anything else you would like to do, and Cole, you're up next.
I would like to just scream in like mild fear at like, ah!
Anything
I'm
else?
standing right there.
Shalashar?
Nope, that should be it.
Alright, we get back to this thing's turn.
Oh, look, damage.
It is...
That's 11 damage.
From what? Oh, yes, your thing. Good call.
Guardians.
Yep. It does pull away from you in this moment. But what it does do is, without leaving, and because Cole is prone within 10 feet, it moves towards him and it's going to use its thrash ability. So it just uses its reaction to do this.
I have a reaction.
No, it's using its reaction. So before its turn starts,
I can't reaction his reaction.
what would you like to do?
Cast a spell.
Do you have
Unless it's...
do you
I
have
still have
Warcaster?
a
Do you
spell.
have Warcaster?
No.
Then no, you can't.
It's a reaction spell.
Okay, what spell?
I have.
Featherfall.
Yes, featherball. No. Silvery barbs.
Ooh, oh, yeah.
Okay.
Papa, yes, I love silvery barbs. Shit's broken.
So, wait, one reaction you take when a creature you can see within 60 feet of you succeeds on an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw.
Alright, well, let's see if it is successful.
Yeah.
Code does 20...
Yep.
Yes, 23.
Okay, silvery barbs that.
Alright, so you roll a die to try to negate.
No, you magically distract the targeting creature, and its turn is momentarily uncertain. Into the counter, The creature must re-roll the d20 and use the lower roll.
Okay.
I then choose a different creature that I can see
It's
within
the
range.
exact same roll.
Oh gosh darn it. But I can still give advantage to somebody else. Who's next in the initiative?
Cool.
Cool. Yeah, I'll give him
Alright. Now,
the
Good looking out.
advantage.
Good looking out.
good looking out. Good looking out.
How are you looking, Kurt?
Fine.
We'll see about that. Alright, you're going to take 20 points
Ooh.
Not quite
of
fine, but
piercing damage as this thing kind of dives on top of you and just starts thrashing.
As a reaction,
Now, another thing that happens is you automatically fail the grappling saving throw. This was on a reaction because there was a creature prone next to it. It is now going to take its action to do something. That action is going to be diving under the ground holding Cole.
as a reaction, just because I have the ability, I'm going to, as soon as I see it start to thrash on Kerr, I'm going to reach my hand out, and part of its jaw misses when it starts to thrash. Basically, I'm using my class to half the damage he takes.
Okay, so you'll only take 10 points of damage. Alright. Cole, I need you to
You
make...
have advantage on your next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw.
So you will be making a strength check to try to get away from this grapple as it's trying to pull you under the ground with it.
good God, this character is cursed.
You have advantage on it.
I rolled with advantage. And with advantage, that's 11.
Okay.
Wow.
My boy.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
unfortunately, you guys watch
Just
as
cheat!
Cole and one of these things disappears under the ground. Then we get to the next one. And seeing this,
It did take half movement, though, right?
yes.
Okay.
Well, why would it take? Because it's
Because spirit
dragging
dragon.
someone. Yes. You would think. And the other one seeing this is also going to. How healthy do you guys look? Shalashar and Assy.
I've only taken 7 damage out of 30 something, so like.
I am a pristine bone boy.
Pristine Bone Boy.
And I guess he should take damage because he started in my rape cave.
He will.
That is 18.
Alright. He is also going to dive under the ground, but you can still see this one's fin. And it looks like it is heading off back the way it came. Relatively quickly through the ground. And with that, Cole, we get to your turn. You are currently grappled and inside of this mud. Now, the weirdest thing that happens is because of his boots, you guys can see Cole's feet.
I don't wear boots.
Oh, well, whatever. The water walk is trying to keep you above the ground. So you guys are able to see the top of Ko's feet. Just barely visible. And it looks like he's actually been moved rather quickly. And he's almost in line with the other one over here now. It's your turn. You can try to break this grapple, or you can try to do anything else. But since you are underground, like I said, you count as grappled.
I was about to ask, since I'm underground, can I even attack? It's
Probably
not
not
like
that easily, but like you're right up against this thing. So if you wanted to, you could try to like stab at it or something, but it definitely isn't going to be like the most effective attack. It'd probably be with disadvantage.
Jesus.
Now, so the way this works, right? This thing has a drag ability. So at the start of its turn, you get to make a strength check to break the grapple. If you fail, then we go into a contested one. This was an auto fail because you began prone. If you fail to contest it, it's able to move as if it wasn't dragging you. So this time it won't be able to move as fast if you pass that one. But you'll have 2 strength checks coming up really quickly at the start of this thing's turn. But it's up to you what you would like to do. And after this, we get to Assie's turn.
You're an asshole. Let's try to break the grapple.
Okay. Contested strength check.
Oh, well. 13.
13. That is actually enough. You are able to like just get out of this thing's grip. So with that, we're gonna say, your feet are still dangling. You're still gonna count as prone, but you could use your movement, get up, whatever else you would want to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get up.
Okay, so that's half your movement. Alright, so you guys watch as Cole appears several feet away from you guys, looking a little bit more dented up and looking just filthy. He is covered in mud from head to toe, and there's like the mud is starting to mix with blood. You
Except
have
for
half
his
your movement
feet.
and a bonus action left. Yes, except his feet. His feet are extremely black and gross.
What about my spell that keeps the mud off of them?
Yeah, that's why they're black and gross.
Just gross.
Just gross.
Well, I would have had a bonus action, but my dumbass swapped out Thunderous Smite for a different spell last time, so I've got nothing.
Okay, that
I'm
will
done.
be your turn. Assy, we get to you as Cole very quickly, within the span of like 6 seconds, disappears, reappears several feet away, looking a little startled as he like struggles to his feet.
Okay. Oh man. Can I see the one that was dragging him?
You can see the top of its fin, so both of these are like somewhat in the ground. You just see their little fins peeking up.
Okay. I'm gonna. It's lost sight of me. Can I attempt to hide?
Yep, you can.
I'm gonna try to like sneak my way over there as quickly and as quietly as I can, like trying to be like super light-footed. I'm assuming that like this shouldn't be too hard. Like I'm an elf, I'm dexterous, you know. Sneaking it's part of what I do. I'm gonna like sneak over there quick as I can. Ooh. Even with +6, that's only 14.
14. Alright. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Who's to say,
Okay.
right?
So like sneak over there, and I want to get not quite on top of it, but like on top of it. And I'm gonna take out my short sword. I'm gonna like switch out my rapier for my short sword, and with both hands, I'm gonna plunge it downwards.
Now, technically,
Wait, what
this
is
thing
it?
does have cover because of the way that it is in the ground.
Yeah.
Just so you're aware.
So it's with disadvantage.
D&D 5th cover rules. Let's take a look and see if this even affects it. I don't want
Like, I
to
felt the
mess
extent.
this
I
up.
Cover is
felt
just
there.
flat bonus, depending on how much coverage. It's a flat bonus to AC, I believe.
So it will have a +5 to its AC.
Oof. So I've got to roll real well if I want to hit it.
Is it full cover?
It's 3/4 cover.
Oh, 3/4. Okay.
Okay, I've got to roll real well. Kaya, bless the die.
Nat 1.
I don't know if she blessed it or not. 19 on the die. 19 on the die +5, 24.
Alright, that will be able to hit it.
Yes, is this a sneak attack?
Yes.
Ah, beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, you feel good. Where's a good D8? I'm angry with you at the moment. You're good.
Avod, you're up next, by the way.
Got it.
Can I find a couple of D5s, D6s, sorry, that match you? Yes, I can. Okay, we're gonna go with dice that match. Hopefully they'll have... Ooh, they do have synergy. Okay, that is an 8 on the damage die,
Got it.
and then 8 with the sneak attack, because a 5 and a 3.
So 16 points of damage as you like stab into the dorsal fin of this creature. Dorsal's the
just
top fin,
straight
right?
down, just straight downwards
Nice.
on it.
So you you figure out where the body is based on the fin as you stab into this. There's a lot of resistance from the mud, and you almost think like you hit it, and then you actually hit it, and your rapier almost feels like it's going to get stuck.
Short sword. I switched it
Your
out.
short sword, and it feels like your short sword is almost going to get stuck between the scales of this creature as well as the thick mud that's covering everything. But you do manage to hit it.
Yeah.
Aaron.
Do I have any movement left?
Probably about 5 feet left if you want it.
About 5 feet left.
Yeah.
I do have a bonus action, yeah?
You hid.
Oh yeah, I don't have a bonus action. Yeah. Okay. I'll back up 5 feet.
All right, that will leave the threatened zone. This thing did use its reaction, so you're probably fine. But that's up to you. So yeah, you could do it. What I'm saying, if you wanted to, it doesn't have a
I'm
reaction.
gonna do it. I'm gonna back up.
All right.
I've seen how bad those things thrash. I'm like backing up, hoping I'm getting out of the range because I don't want to get stuck in that
back
again.
up, and suddenly you're once again amidst the weird floating creatures that seem to be following Shalashar. A-Rod, we get to your turn. One of these things has completely disappeared. You see 2 other fins, and you see they're relatively close to Cole.
I will knock an arrow and hold my action for whenever they break the surface and I got a clean shot.
You got it. Alright, we get to the first one that left. Shalashar, can you make a perception check for me?
You got it, Papa. 12 plus 8, so that's a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. So you can see this thing has resurfaced on the other side of you as it comes rushing towards you, thinking it has this surprise, but you know it's there. Nonetheless, it is going to try to bite you.
What the fuck is that?
Does that trigger my held
That will.
action?
So you
And
get
it'll
to
hit
make
my
a shot.
it'll hit my Spirit Guardians.
That's if it starts its turn. Or is it
No,
when
even
it,
when it
when it force
enters.
senses? Alright, you can roll damage for that.
19.
19.
Does a 24 hit?
That will hit.
Excellent. So that's 11 plus
Shalashar,
13.
So Shalashar Assy next.
It shouldn't be me.
It's Salashar.
It is Shalashar. Yes.
And it's a total of 24 points of damage.
24 points in it. Alright. This thing is going to take the rest of its movement to once again leave. It's not looking very happy. It just comes towards you. You throw your shield up as your goblins swarm on it. An arrow strikes it. You just feel like a thud against your shield. And as you look over, you see it's just like digging back down into the ground. But this time it looks very injured.
Okay, I was
you
gonna
don't
ask
feel
how
like this one's coming back anymore. It's the fight is probably gone out of it, but its survival instinct is definitely still there. Shalashar, it is your turn as this thing is moving away. You could use your reaction if you want to hit it, though, as it is leaving your threatened zone. Or you can save your reaction if you want.
I'll use my reaction to hit it.
Alright.
So that is 17, 19 to 19 hit.
Alright, so that is enough to hit.
That is 6 damage.
6 damage. Alright, so you feel the stud against your shield as you look over the top. You see it's rapidly spinning, trying to get some purchase in the dirt, and you just strike down with your axe, connecting on its tail once again. But it does manage to break the surface and disappear. There's a little piece of its fin left on top, if you want it, but you can deal with that later, as it is currently your turn.
Since it's just burrowing, and it has half movement, presumably, Do you think I can get a guiding bolt off before it fully submerges to get 3/4 cover?
I'll tell you right now, it definitely does not move at half movement. That's not how that works with these weird creatures.
If anything, they move twice as fast.
Yeah.
Just fucking Sanic.
He wants to kill it so badly.
Yeah, no, so
I just want the XP, dude.
I think surviving the encounter still gives XP.
But anyways,
Oh, God.
it is your turn, so what would you like to do?
Do I see
Greedy
the
killer.
other two? Are they submerged or on the other surface?
You see their fins. So this one has fully submerged. It's like I'm gone, I'm out of here. These ones, however, they're still showing their fins and they're still like, maybe posturing, you're not sure. This one has definitely gone a little wide. This one thought it had a free meal and then slipped out of it, so that they haven't left yet.
No. 5K.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use my movement.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my movement and I'm gonna use all of it to go towards core.
Does your thing follow you, or do you need to move it?
It's centered on me.
Center on you, right. And where do you want to move towards?
I want to move towards Kerr, so I want to be
Here?
I want to be between him and the other one. Yeah.
Okay. So you move off this way.
And then I'm going to reach down and I'm gonna grab Kerr, and I'm gonna let some of the miasma wash off of me and over him, and I'm gonna give him guidance.
Guidance. Right, so you get an extra 1d4 there, Cole. Anything else you would like to do there, Shalashar?
I basically have only actions for spells, so no, I'm just gonna pass.
Alright, so then we get to these wonderful little creatures' turns. So, this one, you can roll your damage for these, by the way. And this thing is going to come to bite your booty, as one might say.
First one is 14.
Actually.
The other one is 16.
It's going to actually move here between you guys. I will mark that. You said 15 and 16?
14 and 16.
14 and 16. Alright. I need a dex save from Cole and Shalashar.
I'm so glad I'm not there.
What? You're like right there.
I don't have to make the
Seeing
dex
this
save.
happen.
I don't have to make the dex save. That's all that matters to me.
15 on the money.
15. Alright. You'll just be knocked back 5 feet. And I will tell you the damage you take.
Do I succeed?
Yes, you do. So I guess
Then I
you
take
don't.
no damage.
Alright, then you just move 5 feet back this way. Cole,
A strong 10.
you are going to go prone
With
again.
the 1d4?
Oh, wait, I forgot the D4.
I mean,
I'll go-
if the DC's 15, it's not gonna do much. But
Oh, yeah, good point.
I mean, if
I'll
it
roll
is,
it anyway.
Yeah,
because I think you can use
Well,
it towards your.
13.
Shh, I just need to hear. What do you say?
13.
13. Close, not quite, as you are going to go prone.
I was gonna say because it's
So-
on his next save, so he could use that to. He could save that for his
Alright.
grapple.
You're going to take 2 points of bludgeoning damage. The one that hasn't gone is now going to use its reaction to jump on you and do another thrash attack.
Counter reaction.
What would you like to do with your other reaction?
Cry.
Yes, but even faster, or at the same time. Where is it? Where did it go? Protective wards. The stove door on my chest will pop open again, showing a holy symbol, which is a gate. Half of it is bone, the other half is ivory, and it sucks in all of the color in the area of a 30-foot lasts until my next turn. Everybody takes half damage.
Half damage. All right. Does 16 hit?
No.
Alright, so that actually is able to stop this thing. It like jumps on top, and actually as the stove door pops open, this thing grabs the stove door, and it actually just starts yanking on that, trying to get it loose.
I kind of like to imagine that it like dove at him, and it pops open the door, and it just like bonks the shark in the head, and it's like, ugh!
Alright, so
Poop its snoot.
so that's its reaction. Now we get to this thing's actual turn.
Oh my god.
You're
this
prone,
is disgusting.
so it's still going to try to bite you, you know. However, it's not the thrash attack, so hopefully better. Does a 17 hit? No? Alright, in that case, it is going to also re-submerge and be like, fuck this, I'll be back later. And it is actually, doesn't get too far, it's just gonna pop up here. So it digs down. Assy, you can make an attack of opportunity if you want against it.
Yeah, I got my short sword out. I doubt I still count as hidden.
No.
Ooh, 17 plus 5.
17 plus 5. That will be able to hit.
Okay, D8. One day I will stop putting these out. Stop putting them, like, away every few minutes. Ooh! That's an 8 on the damage.
Okay.
Oh shit, I just realized I've been forgetting to add my dexterity to every attack roll I've had this entire session, so... Oh my god, I should have been hitting at least 3 points out of each time. Oh well. Oh well.
You live and you learn.
That's 11 points
Or
now.
not.
Alright, so again, you butcher towards this thing's dorsal fin, and you strike a bone, and the fin's looking a little ragged. But it's your turn.
My turn?
Yep.
And he's
followed
right
by
there.
A-Rod. He's moved, so he's actually 10 feet away, and there's one
Okay.
right next to Cole and Shalashar that is also about, you know. I'll
Okay,
move
so-
this
so
one a
they're
little
all a little
farther
bit
to show
away.
like 10. Next time I build a map, I'll do it to scale so I can actually just type in the
Okay,
distances.
so
I'm learning still.
it's a free action to like switch weapons, is it?
To drop weapons.
Yeah.
And then it's a bonus action to put one away and grab something. You could drop a weapon and draw a new one, but you'd have to leave one in the mud. Or it takes a bonus action to put one away and draw another.
Well, I'm thinking like with my pocket space, because that's where I carry everything.
Yeah, I'll think about it. What would you
it's
like
most-
to do? Tell me that.
It's mostly because I want to use steady aim, which gives me advantage on my next attack.
Because I think your thing says it takes an action to throw things into pocket space.
It might. I don't have it in front of me at the moment.
I'm going to it. I'm almost there.
Yeah.
There's just so many things to scroll through on this thing at this point. Rogue. Now access with just a mere thought. You can send a willing object there with a free action and can remove objects with a bonus action.
Okay, that doesn't work then. I'm gonna bonus action hide.
Okay. Sounds like something you would do.
Ooh, that is 17.
Okay. How would you like to hide? What does that look like?
I just like start like I'm just like being real careful about how I step and where I move, trying to make no sound at all because these things are underground.
Yeah. Okay. So you're
Yeah,
just trying to
I don't even
tiptoe a
I don't
little
even
bit.
need to actually hide. I'm just like being careful about how I move.
I mean, hiding is your ability to move quietly, so
Well, I'm stealthing, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing the stealthy thing, and
So you get a little later on the toes.
can I move around? Can I? If it doesn't see me, I'll already get advantage, yeah?
That's up to you. We'll see if it sees you or not.
Yeah, I'm gonna move over and I'm gonna get around behind I'm gonna try and get around behind this thing.
Which one?
The one that's holding Ko still.
Well, trying to hold Ko, right?
Yeah,
So
the
you
one that's
move
trying to grab
this
him.
way.
And I'm gonna try to like come around behind him, like cut off the escape. Like directly behind him. So I either have stealth or I have flanking. Trying to get one of those two.
Okay.
So do I have advantage?
1 second. I'm trying to see if I can just move this entire thing over because you guys are so close to the edge. You would have advantage because of Shalasha, yes.
Okay, works for me. Just as long as I'm getting advantage on the attack. Oh, fucking thank fuck for that, because that's a 2 and a 19.
That will hit.
God damn. This is why we look for advantage when we play rogues, ladies and gentlemen.
Is this like the 5th round of combat? Something like that? Okay.
Sneak attack damage. That is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
20 points of damage.
20 points of stab.
Alright.
I'm finally starting to figure out how to really get these things.
Yes, this time you move towards, and then this one isn't submerged, and you actually are able to get a better look at its body, and you land your strike similar to the same place you saw A-Rod shoot the first one, and you aim closer to where the eyes are.
Yep.
A-Rod, we get to your turn as you're still here perched in the trees.
Where I will remain. And I will just start to slow my breath a little bit and call out to everyone, you're doing great! Keep it up! We got him on the rope!
Thanks, Dad!
And then there's one that's not submerged, right?
Yep, the one that's currently being bullied.
Oh, I'm gonna bully him, yeah. Let's get an arrow into that guy.
Well, just a circle of teenagers jeering at him.
Yeah.
You look bad and you should feel bad.
F
Does a
you.
21 hit?
That will. Shall I show you up next, by the way, so be ready.
Unlike the rest of us.
Ooh, that's shit on the first. Okay, so it's 5 plus
Nothing.
11, so 16 total points.
6. Okay. So you also, this time you're unable to see its face, so instead you just aim for like pretty much the base of the dorsal fin as your arrow sinks into this thing. Shalashar, it is your turn as this thing is now in front of you and it's getting pretty beat up.
Okay. I want to draw upon that, I want to draw upon the smoke that's kind of flowing around me, that same miasma that I keep pulling from. And I want to reach down and I want to kind of cup it together into a weird bubbling shape. And I'm going to try and... How far is the shark from me?
Like anywhere between 5 to 10 feet. It's a
Okay,
range because, like I said, I didn't properly make this thing to scale. Whoopsie.
Yeah. I'm going to reach down. I'm going to try and force this this black ball into the shark.
Oh, they can jump.
Basically, just casting Guiding Bolt.
Okay.
So that one is a +4. That brings it to a 17 hit.
17 to hit. That will hit.
Okay. 15 plus 5, that's 20. So 20 damage, 20 radiant damage, and then the next attack has advantage to hit it.
20 radiant damage. Alright, this thing is now looking bloody.
Just Roger.
So, Now we get to this thing's turn. It is
Oh, look, damage.
going to submerge deeper. All of you can use your reaction to attack. Cole, you can as well. It would be with disadvantage because you didn't stand up. Did you stand up on your turn?
Yeah, I don't think he's had a chance.
What? You can have your
It doesn't
turn
matter
right now.
because I use my. Yeah, no, just keep going.
Are you sure?
That's going to be 22 damage on its turn.
Is he still flanked?
I mean, you're using a reaction, so you can't use your
I mean advantage.
Sure, you greedy fuck. Can sneak attack even be on attacks of opportunity? I don't know if they can.
Yeah.
It's any attack with
specifies only
advantage.
once a turn. So I think
Yeah,
if
it
it's on
says once
its
a
turn,
turn.
it would trigger. If it's a reaction, it would technically be another turn, so it should trigger. If it's a multi-attack, then it doesn't trigger. And we can all roll to bonk it?
Sneak attack. One creature you will hit an attack roll with advantage on. It must use a finesse or ranged weapon. Once per turn.
Yes, the sneak attack restriction is once per turn, not once per round. A reaction is a response to a trigger of some kind. I'm not sure. I think you probably could. You know, I'll say yeah, go for it. I guess.
Yeah. So advantage and possibility of sneak
Okay.
attack then.
On top of that, it technically you get your sneak attack guaranteed because the next attack that targets it has advantage because of my guiding bolt.
Ah. I just like to try and like make sure that I'm flanking with somebody. Try and like get advantage that way whenever I can, unless there's good places to hide.
Do AC and I both get an attack of opportunity?
Yeah, if you're fast enough. Cole could as well if he wants it.
I'm gonna go take it. Ooh! 17, 18, 19, 20, 21,
Ooh,
22.
cocky.
22.
Wow, suddenly you guys have upped your damage output a lot in the last couple of rounds.
To be fair, like, previously when I was rolling damage, I was getting a decent amount of 1s and 2s in there.
Alright. Code, did you make an attack of opportunity as well?
15.
That will hit.
And I spoke too fucking soon, because now I got a 2 and 2 3s. Plus a 3, so 9, 10, 11.
11. Alright.
I jinxed myself. Good job, me.
So, suddenly, as quickly as this began, you guys are just suddenly alone once again in these woods. Arod and Shalashar, with your passives, you can definitely still hear these things out in the distance, but it seems like they've probably gone to regroup more than anything at this point, as you guys are again in these woods, the rain pouring down around you. We're gonna hold initiative for now loosely. So what would you guys want to do? Right now it is going to be Cole. You go first. As something you guys like I said, alone in these woods.
Out of curiosity, did the shark that we just got the attack of opportunity from, did it disappear? Did it die?
It buried under the ground and it has disappeared. And like I said, you can still hear them around, but none of you can see them right now.
So it buries without the other 2 attacks of opportunity going off.
You guys all hit it.
I didn't say my damage or anything.
Okay, what is your damage?
It's basically nothing, but it was 7 damage.
7
Sorry,
damage.
9 damage.
9 damage. Okay. And Code, did
For what
you
it's
tell
worth.
me your damage?
4.
4. Alright. Got it. It's your turn, Code.
I'm gonna hop back on top of Mr. Fluffykins and say, yeah, we should probably leave, get out, run. I don't know.
I think we should head to
Or
the cave. I'm not certain if they can get through if it's a harder surface, but I'd rather not stay here to find out.
Yeah, no, we gotta get out of here, like, now, and I'm, like, climbing down from the tree.
I was gonna say, God, is that you?
You guys did great out there, by the way. Thumbs up, all of you.
Don't need your sarcasm.
Sarcasm?
You doing all right, little buddy? Do you need a hand?
I'll be fine after a rest.
What about you, AC?
I'm going to reach into pocket space while you guys are talking, pull out one of the pairs of pants that I had stolen way back when, rip a leg off of it, and so ripping that cloth leg into strips and like bind the like bite
Can you make a
marks on my
strength
thigh.
check for me?
What?
Can you make a strength check just for fun?
You said pants, not leather pants.
just for fun.
Well, on top of it, the fabric is
16 on the die.
Yeah.
the fabric is very wet, so it's gonna be even harder.
I pulled it out of pocket space real quick. Rip
We're
off
in a
like,
torrential
pull it back in.
downpour, dude.
They managed to do it. They're ripping through these jeans like it's nothing.
And when I need help, I use my teeth, and I just start like wrapping it around my thigh, and I tie it up. I'm gonna have to fix that later, but for now, I'd like to get out of the rain, please.
To the cave, then.
Alright, so
You need a bit
Actually,
of healing? Are you okay?
Quickly, because I am not trained in medicine, and I have a minus to my. No. It would actually be a +1 because Jack, I've only got an 11
You want me to help?
to see how well I do.
I'm proficient in medicine.
Probably a good idea. I wanted to stop bleeding. I feel like walking around with blood pouring down is probably a bad idea.
Considering those sharks were just here,
Is he gonna get out of this?
don't.
You have a door, right?
You're stop. You're messing up the bandages.
It's leaking again already. Kaya, get out from under my. Get out. Get out.
So that was dirty 20 for medicine.
Alright, that is enough as you guys work to quickly start bandaging up your kobold. And you start again after that you want to head towards the cave, correct?
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys start heading towards this cave as, like I said, the rain is pouring down around you. Cole, you are on Mr. Fluffykins, correct? How fast is Mr. Fluffykins, just out of curiosity? Are you guys sticking
40 foot.
together, kind of rushing through this?
40 foot, but I'm sticking with the group.
Alright.
And the my ritual cast spell, it lasts for 8 hours.
Okay, so yeah, that's not even a problem then either, is it?
No.
Alright, and you guys start moving towards this. It's a little ways away. Every now and again, A-Rod and Shalasha, anyone else, who's paying attention? Can I get perception checks from anyone that is like looking around here, paying particular attention to their surroundings?
When I touch
25.
my dice.
23.
Just you two, or anyone else?
In or out, make up your mind.
I'm scared of my dice.
The abuse of help.
Christ, okay, that's why.
Just
No, that's actually good. Like 17.
17. Alright, so as you guys are going, Cole, you actually realize that there are a couple of, your similar friends, and you can actually recognize one of them by the arrow that's like sticking out of the ground with the fin. Shalashar and A-Rod, on the other hand, you guys actually look a little bit farther in the woods, and you can actually probably count 5, 6 fins. Looks like there is more coming, and they're starting to like really pull farther out to the east and to the west as you guys are heading north.
so it's almost like they're trying to swing around and pincer us.
I didn't say that. Who said that? So
I don't know. Do you think they're actually smart enough to do that?
now,
I mean,
'Cause
ambush.
I've seen a lot of fights, and most people don't think to flank.
Ambush predators, it's a natural instinct. It's
Yeah, pack tactics.
now I just need a quick thing. Are you guys walking? Are you guys running? Like, how fast? are you
Oh,
guys
like
going?
I would like to run if possible.
Alright.
This
Can-
is not a double pace.
Can I get dex saves with advantage? Because you guys, you know,
Hopefully.
Hey!
not
touch it.
not slipping and
Don't-
sliding things to the water
let it
walk. But it's still going to be a dex save because of like how rocky the terrain is going to start getting.
I don't need to. I got a nat 20. I don't need to save shit.
What is that with your bonuses?
Yeah, you can't critical on
Nat
ability
20.
checks, dude.
I have nothing on dex.
I was hoping it was a 19. Alright. A-Rod?
19.
Assy?
18. Ah, can we get 17 from you, Cole? Complete the cycle.
Hold on, I'm pulling up the stats for
Mr. Fluffykins.
Fluffy, because that's different. That would be his dex save, not mine.
Probably a good thing.
11.
11.
I'll be right back.
Alright.
No.
So with that, you guys start making your way there. Now, the one saving grace is your slowest member, who is like kind of tripping and having the hardest time over this rocky terrain, is also the fastest in the group. So with all of that considered, you guys are actually moving as a decent group higher and higher away from the flats of this forest, and you start to turn more into rocky kind of, I would say rocky steps, you know, as the rocks are becoming more and more prominent at this point. Eventually, as you get higher and higher, you can see that a bunch of these shark creatures are now instead just moving up and down at the base of these rocks. They seem to be moving a lot more aimlessly now, as if they're unable to find where you guys went. And some of them are actually, like, every once in a while popping out of the ground and, like, just scanning. But it doesn't seem like they have the best eyesight. As you guys are now, you know, not quite in the cave yet, but you're, like, a little bit up onto these rocks. And you can see about 6 or 7 of these mud sharks. Seems like I said, they lost track of you guys. I'm repeating myself as you guys got back. I don't know if you heard me or not.
As we're going up the rocks and as I see them start to become more aimless, is there any loose stones by me?
Probably. I mean, you're up on some
I-
rocks. There's probably quite a few stones, no matter which way you turn.
Can I pick up a rock and I want to throw it kind of by them? I want to see if they react to the movement.
Hey, wait. Let me do that instead. And I'm gonna take out my sling and take the rock from Salashar.
Alright, how far do you want to toss it? If Shalashar, you'll let them take the rock from you.
I'll just pick up another one, worst case.
Alright.
I'll just hand it over.
Come on, I got the sling. Let me try this out. So I'm gonna start. I put the rock in it. I start swinging around and whiz in. I'm like, how far back do you want me to get this?
I want to do it 15 feet away from them. I want to see if they can't see us because we're on rocks. If there's vibrations. If it's weird that they just lost track of us.
Yeah, let's see what I can do. So the range on the sling is 30 to 120. So I'm assuming I'm doing this with disadvantage?
No, it's fine. You're just throwing it at the ground a ways away.
Okay, so just... Okay. Oh, balls! Die, come back here.
It's gone.
Ooh, that's actually pretty darn good. That is 21.
21. They seem
You
to
do not
take
misroute.
notice of it, but the weird thing is, like, they kind of just like roll a nature check if you care, or it could be an insight.
Insight.
I'm doing this too. I'm gonna assist you with that insight because I did the fun. I'm watching as well. Like,
That is an 18 plus 5, so 23.
23. So they kind of like just regard it, but what you notice is their full paws actually kind of like, before they look, turn towards it, almost as if they sense the impact before they actually see it.
It definitely seems to be really
I-
sensitive to like sound and movement and shit.
Hey, Kerr.
Uh,
When we were in the ballroom, how were you dancing around like that? Like you put the blindfold over your eyes. Can you describe that a little?
kind of. It's like the skin under my scales is like really sensitive, so if I puff them out, I can sense like air currents and things moving around me.
There has to be something.
okay.
Has to be something similar to the sharks, because as soon as the rock hit, they actually turned to face the movement, and that's before it really had a chance to impact. So they have to feel through. They have to feel through the movement, and I don't think, since all the dirt down there is muddy, maybe they can't get through sturdier materials. Like the rocks are just too hard for them. Absorbs too much activity.
As long as they're not following us, take it as a win.
That just means that in case there's any more mud on our way, we should probably do our best to avoid it. But I think we just keep going. We probably get in the cave, kind of gather ourselves.
As you're having this conversation, behind you, a couple more feet, there is a cave entrance. It's quite dark from where you guys are, and it's difficult to see into, but sitting out here, the main thing that you guys can hear is just the sound of the rain, but it seems relatively quiet and peaceful up here. Even like looking back over the forest, there's a couple of rumbles of thunder off in the distance, and you can see from where you are, far, far away, you can see a little bit of lightning crackling off in the distance, but nothing bad here. You guys are either not going to get hit by the storm, or the storm just hasn't quite reached you guys yet, besides the downpour. It could go either way at this point. And with that in mind, who wants to roll the events for today?
I believe in Kerr.
Are you sure?
No.
5.
5, and I need one more.
Sure, why
6.
not?
6?
Oh, did you roll it?
No, I didn't.
We are twinsies.
You did roll it, Shalashar?
Yeah, roll
5
6.
and 6
Oh.
confirmed. Alright,
Okay. I got a 15.
we're going with the 5 and the 6. That's a gift. I don't say no to those. Nice because they're together. It doesn't mean anything bad, guys. It just, you know.
Holding hands. For when we inevitably get sodomized, we're holding hands.
Alright, so where would you guys like to go? Assuming towards the
Roughly.
cave.
Roughly cave.
Alright.
I'm going in the cave.
I'm gonna go like just inside the entrance, and I'm gonna start like cleaning myself up a bit.
Alright, so as I said, the cave is very, very dark. It's hard to tell how deep it goes as you guys like move towards the entrance and you're just peering in. It seems dry though. There's definitely a very clear line of like, you know, how far the rain has gotten in. How are you guys approaching this? What exactly is the move
With
here?
dark vision.
With dark
I'm
vision.
gonna be sneaking
And
a
the
little
dark
bit.
vision goes to 60 feet.
500 feet.
What?
He's lying. He doesn't have dark vision. He's an elf.
I'm
He's
gonna
a
sneak-
human.
I'm gonna sneak in there,
You want to sneak
take a peek around. I'm
in
sneaking.
front of everyone, or like, cause they're just, you know, you wanted to hang out, and now you just want to sneak in. Cole said he's just walking in.
approaching the entrance. Like I wanna like sneak up to the entrance and look around, and then if it's safe, like sit down and start bandaging myself up.
Alright, you can make a stealth check if you want. Cole, you said you're walking in. What about Aaron and what about Shalashar?
I'm watching the entrance.
Alright, are you going in as well, or are you just kind of like posting up?
Yeah, I'll go in, but not too far. I'm just trying to kind of post up, more or less.
Since
You
we
want to go
basically
back?
have a scouting party, I'd like to do. I'd like to look around for any sorts of like scratch marks. Any.
I've got a 23.
You can make a
Any-
perception or an investigation, Shalashar.
I want to do a perception.
You can make
first.
one as well, A-Rod, since you said you want to kind of keep a look. Pick one or the other for me. There, Shalashar.
I'm gonna do a perception.
Perception. Alright, so you just want to do a little perception as you walk in. So no close looks, you just kind of like scan in as you go.
No.
I've got a 23 to like sneak in there and start poking around, looking to see if it's safe.
Alright.
I want to reach up and grab my holy symbol, and I want to ask.
You can continue.
I wanna-
kind of.
Ask for a little guidance when I try and investigate the area.
So you want to guidance yourself?
And investigate, not perception.
What's
Alright.
the point of me sneaking forward to investigate if you come forward clanking around? Like,
Doesn't matter.
let me sneak
What
forward,
did you
guys.
get, A-Rod?
A 14.
14. And what did you get with your guidance there, Shalashar?
With an extra D4.
And Cole, you're just going in, you're just like, I'm done with today, just get me in here.
21.
Yep.
I respect that. Alright. So Cole, you walk past everyone, right? So A-Rod gets there and he stops and he kind of like, he looks a little in, he looks a little out, and he's taking things in. As he starts going quietly, and then you and Shalashar just walk past. You guys are like, I'm done with this, I want out of the rain, and you get to where it's drier.
I guess I don't get a chance to investigate myself then.
As you are all kind of fanning out and looking things over, from the outside, A-Rod, you don't smell very many things coming from this cave, but being who you are, you do recognize, like, there's a very off-putting earthy smell coming from this cave. It's roll a nature check for me, we'll say. Or survival, actually. Do a survival check for me.
16.
16. It almost smells like shit. Whatever
Okay.
it is. And as everyone else, you guys get in there, you start looking around. There are a couple of things you do notice. Cole, you're just there, you're badging yourself up as best as you can. You can use your hit dice if you want to heal, or whatever it is you want to do. If you want to jump in, just let me know.
Using hit dice.
But the people inside that are here looking things over, we're still doing the Weary Traveler rules as well. So if you need those again, they're still in the Discord. Just guys, keep that in mind. Spell slots and all of that fun stuff still applies during the course of this traveling. You guys start looking over parts of this cave. Now, Shalashar, you're going to the walls of this cave and you're looking things over, so that's what you'll notice first. But Assy, you find what seems to be an array of like several stones in the middle of here with like the remnants of ashes. You can also find what seems to be a weird looking insectoid almost carcass that looks like it's been carved out and this like the shell is charred. And Shalashar, as you're going around to the back of this cave, you actually find tooled marks into here. As you touch it and your hand comes away, you feel something on your gloves. You're unable to make out colors with your dark vision. Dark vision is blacks and grays. You're unable to actually see art or drawings or anything like that, but there's something on this cave wall, as well as there's tooled markings. Do you speak Orcish?
I actually do.
You do. There's actually a story, almost like a poem, carved into these walls as you kind of like go over them. 1 second, baby.
Well, while I'm looking at this, I want to like pull off a glove and like dig my hand into the ashes to feel like if there's any like still hot embers in there at all.
Yeah, sure. Make a survival check for me.
Ooh, 50. Just
Just bring your
16
fucking hand.
actually. 16. I have +1. I
16?
have jack of all trades now.
It's cold. This definitely wasn't
Okay.
a recent fire. It happened, well over probably 24 hours. Like it's just complete ash at this point. You going over like these stone walls. It's a legend, and it speaks of the waters of Fey Pond. It's not exactly a perfect translation, but the general gist just talks about the fairies that came out to dance upon the lake, and that's what the story speaks about. It speaks about the life that used to come around and that used to really participate or thrive around Fey Pond, but the ending of it isn't complete. It only has 3 lines, and it just says like they danced, blah 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 blah, and then it just kind of stops abruptly. So it's not a finished piece.
Is the
I'm gonna, like,
abruptness
sign-
like a pencil stroke, like it stops midway, or is it just danced, and then nothing?
It's a bit more than that. Like I said, it does mention that it takes place at Fey Pond, and it's referring to fairies dancing upon the lakes of the water.
Yeah, but in terms of how it's written on the wall, is it like mid pen stroke they
Oh,
were
it's
interrupted?
not written.
Or it's just...
It's carved into the wall. It's been tooled
Okay.
in.
Okay, it's actually been properly tooled. Okay.
Yeah, tooled into the wall. There's, again, something else that you're unable to see, but you can feel it on your gloves after you've touched the wall. But you guys are unable to see what is on this wall in this light.
I'm gonna like sign my findings to Arod.
So you kind of like get A-Rod's attention.
Yeah, I'm like, it's cold. Nothing's been here for a while, or at least nobody's had a fire here for a while.
I'll sign back. Smells like shit.
Better than you.
I currently have the powder keg gloves. Can I snap my fingers and make a spark?
Yeah, you could.
Okay. I just want to just rapid fire snap my fingers and see if I can... If there's anything in the air.
Not in the air, but like in those brief little sparks. And you guys see this as suddenly there's just flashes of like very small, like almost like someone just grabbing a lighter and just very quickly flashing it like that over and over again to get a little bit of a closer picture. What you can see on the wall is there's a small little mural painted as well. It's not really a scene or anything, but it's more like a frame around this writing, and it's like an arch that goes above and over. And it seems to be like wood, and it's made to look like a wooden braid, and it just kind of goes over the top. And at the ends, it's starting to turn silver, and the colors run down as if it wasn't finished, just kind of marked out. Looks like this piece in total was maybe 25% done based on how large this frame was drawn into the wall.
So I still can't get a full idea of what there was, or is it just the frame and then the tooled words?
Seems like that's all it was. An incomplete frame and an incomplete poem.
Was there anything on the other walls, or is it just this wall that I know something on?
If you were to look over, on the other side, you'll find a small clay jar.
Do I actually... Electricity doesn't create light, so I have my flint and steel. I'll do the same thing and rapid fire snap my fingers.
No, like I said, this seems to be a clay jar. No particular marks or anything like that, and it has a lid on top of it.
I'm just
No,
gonna
I
throw a
have some
lantern at
torches.
him at this point.
Oh, I have one. I just don't want to use it and draw direct attention.
Like that isn't drawing even more attention.
It's easier to distinguish instead of like a giant
It's a
beam of
hooded
light.
lantern. You can direct it just at the wall.
You need a bullseye lantern for that, to be exact.
Oh,
The hooded is
oh
just...
damn it. I had the wrong idea of what this lantern is then.
Well, you know, because some lanterns are, you know, blast all the way around. Then you have hooded lanterns, which only do one. And you have a bullseye, which is literally this, and it's a direct beam. So there's like 3 different types if you want to, you know, split hairs.
I am going to... I'm gonna tap it to see if there's any, like, if I can hear any density difference.
Sounds like there's something in there.
Fuck it, I'll pop the top.
There's a poop in there. A-Rod, suddenly the smell of shit gets a lot stronger as Shalashar lifts the lid on this pot.
Like, the worst thing is, like, I take a deep breath in my head. It's a poop.
You don't smell anything because you're a skeleton. But everyone else is like, why are you fucking with the washroom?
Dude, why?
I can't quite see, so I'm just like grabbing it. I'm just
even
like,
Cole, with your perception, suddenly you smell feces strongly in this cave.
just kind of like
come on.
shaking it, trying to figure out what it is.
What's going on back there?
Put the lid back on.
I'm trying to figure out
Oh
what's in
god,
the
it
jar.
smells.
We can tell you what's in the jar.
Hey, Rod, can you help
What's in
me
the
out?
jar? I'll just like start walking it over.
Yeah, what do you need?
Yeah. I'm gonna like
Do you want to put it back?
go to like a rock that
Oh,
looks like it would be like a good place to sit down. And I'm going to like light the hooded lantern. I'm gonna face it into the cave, away from like the entrance of the cave.
Right.
And I've got like a big like chunk taken out of one of my thighs from where one of the guys bit me. I'm like, I need help like cleaning this up a bit so I can.
Happy to help.
Yeah.
Pro tip, keep your distance next time.
Hey, I was doing good damage down there, okay?
So was I just wasn't getting bit. I'll take a knee and start trying to help wrap it.
So I'm gonna like
You can
take
make a
the time,
medicine
use
check
a
if
hit
you want.
die, making A-Rod help me while I do that.
Alright.
And then I'm also gonna cast Mending, and I'm gonna put like the pants back together as best I can, and I'm also gonna like mending up my torn leather pants as well.
Oddly enough, Assie, as you're doing this, you just kind of like, you hear like a little song in your head, and as you're doing this, you can't help but to like almost hum along to like this beat,
Yeah.
this rhythm only you can hear. You just kind of hum into
Yeah,
yourself.
I'm just humming
in
it.
your pants.
Is this tune familiar to me at all?
Not really. It's
No?
almost like a marching song, though. You know, it feels like, you know, it makes you think of travel.
Yeah. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah, she's humming. Did you just hear that?
Okay, it's, I keep hearing this, it's where did it go now?
As soon as you stop casting it, it like leaves almost.
Did you guys hear that?
Hear you humming it.
Using your marbles?
I think she lost a lot of blood.
I didn't lose that
Like,
much
too
blood,
much.
like,
I'd be surprised.
I just,
Like half.
Half of what? Half.
Her blood? She's dead.
you guys suck. I'm going to put my lantern away. I'm gonna start walking around the cave, and I'm gonna try and see if I can hear it better at any places.
Now, as soon as you're done casting your spell, it almost fades.
Yeah. Gone. So weird. And this happens a couple of times because I'll go back to mending stuff again, and the song comes. Do you guys? It's back again. Do you guys hear it? And I'll wander around a little bit, sit back down,
You
and
sure you're
start
okay?
mending my shit again.
What are you doing when you
Oh.
hear it?
just this. I'm just like, you know, I'm trying to like put these pants back together, and I'm trying to like fix up my pants a bit, cause like
Are you casting a spell?
I don't think so. Like, I don't really know that much about spells, which is weird. Like, Because earlier on when we were running, I was just thinking about this song that my mom used to sing me, like that Dwarven marching song, working song, and when that thing scared me and I stomped my foot, it went like boo.
Like a crescendo?
Yeah.
I think the stress of adventuring is getting to you.
I don't think it's that. It's not that stressful. I've had worse. Avon was there for worse, right?
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
I mean,
I
at
want-
least we don't have the city guards after us.
Yeah, the time we had the guards after us and got locked up almost.
Oh, and
it was
I had
this
to
whole
break
thing.
your nose for that disguise.
I mean, it worked, but
Yeah.
I don't think it healed right. I still feel it.
Well, I'm sorry, okay, but like they were looking for you. A broken nose is, you know.
I mean, it worked. It worked.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there were easier ways, but
Probably, but it was also fun. I was pissed off at you.
Can I snap my fingers and use thaumaturgy to like enhance the brightness of the spark? I want to see if casting a spell does anything.
Yeah, you can.
Is this number 2 yet?
Okay. When I cast thaumaturgy, does any tune come to mind?
Nope, nothing for you. Nothing for her either. With your passive perception though, and like that bright flash of light though, you do see at like the bottom of the poem, there's actually maybe a little detail you missed now that the light has been big enough to illuminate it. If you want to go over there and look, I can tell you what it says at the bottom.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk around and just inspect everything.
Right. It's just called the Fairies Dance, and on the bottom it has the name Urok and Shell. Urok is O-R-E apostrophe O-C-K, and that one is actually carved, and then the other one is Shell, and it's just S-H-E-L, and it seems to be the name of the two that were working on this poem and the mural around it.
And it was O-R-C Ep17 O-C-K?
Yep, O and then Ok.
Looking at my map, because before you said how each of the different orc tribes were from different areas, like the blue hands, blue thumbs, they were from the northwestern corner. Does it show anything like that on my map? Because I bought the most detailed one. Remember you talking about the altitudes and then where some of the orc tribes were.
Roll a history check.
17 plus 4 is 21.
21. Looking at this, you do see several territories that are marked. You see the Red Jaws, which are relatively close to the east. You see the Blue Hands, which dominate most of the west coast. You see the Honey Tongues, which are further north. And you also see two others that are mostly marked in the margins, but they don't actually have a place marked. One is the Storm Hooves, and they just actually have like very large lines and a symbol next to them that almost have like, with this history check, you would see it's actually like a calendar, almost as if the Storm Hooves are known to migrate around this area. The other one marked is the Stone Totems, and the Stone Totems are just like relatively around most of the mountains. With that history check, you would even be aware like the Stone Totems are legends or like lore keepers that are very much into the idea of preserving their lore in the stone. You know, so they're known to travel and, you know, write in legends or, you know, tales or, you know, various other things that they want to live on or they want to share with others. They're
So I
craftsmen
can-
and masons.
So I can infer that these are the stone totems.
At least two of
Stories.
them. You could guess that two stone totems at some point were in this cave and they started working on something and they never finished it.
You find anything interesting over there? You've been there for a while.
There's, if I remember correctly, there's a orcish tribe from roughly in this area that they like to preserve stories, songs, and I think I found something about Fey Pond. It's talking about how the fairies used to come out and dance. I'm assuming that the area was a lot more lively or less troublesome, and maybe even there was some sort of community or celebration. Talk about how the fairies used to dance over the lake.
I'm gonna go over to where Salisha is, and I'm gonna start like looking around and seeing anything like. If it talks about like music and shit, are there like any musical instruments around
You can
at all?
make a history if you want as well, since you're from here.
Yeah. And I've probably heard some of the stuff about orcs given like certain people I've known in my past.
Yep.
Ooh, 18 plus 18, 19, 20, 22.
Similar thing where, like I said, you're aware that there are these tribes, you know. One of the main ways that you can tell you're in like stone totem territory is it's said that the mountains they live in are like they almost read like a book at this point where they've been there long enough. But what you notice as well is they're not known to paint. The painting comes from other tribes. So this is, you wouldn't say this is two stone tribes. You would say it's a stone totem and another tribe. You would guess either maybe the honey tongues based on the poem or the blue hands based on the drawings. But you're unable to really completely narrow it down between those. You would say Orok is probably the stone totem, but the other one could go any way. You're not too sure.
Probably the orc would have been the stone totem, but like the paint here and the poem could be the honey tongues. Like they like their poetry, you know. Like, and the blue hands, they like to paint. I'd say one of those two with them, or maybe even both. You know, like a member from each of these three tribes were here at least, and working on this together as a collaboration.
I'm not super familiar with Orcish culture. I picked up the language a little bit on my boat ride over here, but as far as I knew, I thought they were pretty segregated in terms of clans. Is it possible that they made a smaller group if they got separated and injured? Will they care for each other?
It's kind of hard to say, you know. Like each of them will do different things, depending on what the tribe is and what they care about. But a lot of the tribes used to live more central in Tralhia, but like they've been pushed northward more and more and more, and yeah, sometimes they do get separated from each other. Like I can't see like a stone totem and honey tongues like working together. Both of them are some of the more peaceful ones. Maybe even like one of a stone totem like originally started this with a honey tongue helping them, and maybe a blue hand came by afterwards and saw it and decided to paint in it just to like add something to it. It's hard to say, you know.
Yeah. The last thing that you guys would know looking at this map is you guys are a ways away from, like, the closest Orc tribe would be the Red Jaws, and they're a lot more north. Yeah. But you guys are like, you're weeks away from like actual Orc land.
This is probably old, like.
Question, God.
An elven lifetime or two old.
Because I've spent my entire life, like my background is dust digger, so I'm used to searching around in old caves, old
You wanna know how old this could be?
Yeah, I want to see if I can.
Based on the PC last week. This is like, you guys are like, this is super old, and you're like, there's a fresh toad that still stinks. Just right over there. This isn't old. This is new.
Short of that, like the chiseling on the wall, like usually you can tell if it's collected dirt, dust, things like that.
There's dust on the ground. Like I said, you would say this is like, you know, within the last week or two.
Okay, so all things considered, it is fairly fresh.
We saw we saw a bunch of orcs coming by, and one of them was a blue hand, weren't they?
One of them.
Yeah.
But
It could have been perhaps that group passing through here.
why would they stop?
Maybe.
My only,
Maybe of
only
heavy
thought
rain,
is-
and they needed to wait for it to dry up enough that they could walk past without worrying about the mud trucks too much.
I mean, this looks to be about a week old, and
Is this the scary
we've
times?
been on the road for 4 days, and there's been no inclement weather. So I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think those are purely just happenstance, and we just got the short stick.
Could also be that they passed through here a lot and they've done it at one point, and they keep touching it up when they come through, cleaning it up. You know, there's any number of reasons.
That or we're in someone's home.
I'm gonna look around and see if like
Thinking maybe
anything
they're
has
gonna
been
come
left
back.
behind. You know.
Look, like, this isn't a very big cave, so, like, looking around, there's nothing else of value in here. There's the fire
Yeah.
pit, there's the charred remains of some weird creature.
There's no like
No
I don't know,
beds,
I'm
no
trying to think,
structures,
like-
nothing. It's a very simple cave.
I'm trying to think, cause like they have the store here that poems like they didn't even leave like an instrument behind from like when they like if they sat down telling stories a lot or anything like that.
Nope. Like I said, just a fire pit, a random pot with a toad in it, and that's it, besides the remains of what's in the fire.
Okay.
What time of day is it? It should be pretty damn late already, right?
It's actually quite early, because you guys got through most of your rest when this started to happen. You know, cold
Oh yeah, we
wind,
got
you do
about
all
through
that.
half.
So it's like 8 a.m., 9 a.m. It is, you know, at this point, the sun should be breaking through the clouds, but it's so overcast, you guys can't see the sun. So you would be tricked into thinking it's dusk, but you guys know for a fact you just rested, you woke up. It's early. It's very, very early right now. But how about we go ahead and we take a 15-minute break here,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
we will
That
return
would be
when you
appreciated.
guys
I've got
get
some
back
stuff I
here.
need to put away.
Alright, in that case, I will see you guys back here in 15 minutes.
Awesome. Oh,
You
Nine,
guys,
Double sniper from.
do you guys want to get back to it then?
So long as we're done by 10, I'm good.
Yeah, because you got 40 minutes.
Alright, 40 minutes. You got it. Alright, in that case, let's jump back into it. So, you guys are currently within this cave waiting out the worst of this storm. Thankfully, it does seem to be dying down as you guys are kind of gathered around here, just looking things over. Do you plan on waiting out the storm in here, or do you guys want to try to get out, or what exactly is the feeling that you guys have? What's the next move as you all huddled in this cave?
I think at the moment, like, Salisha and I are too busy, feeling up a wall.
I'm wringing out my hair, my beautiful locks.
I think personally, I would want to get moving. I think sitting here and kind of collecting ourselves is fine, but we still have a job to do. We're still on a kind of a time crunch. And now that we know that the mud sharks are presumably attracted to like seismic activity, that we just kind of watch our footing and watch our surroundings. Get to high ground, but there's no point of waiting.
Before we leave, why don't you and I take some rubbings of like the writing here, right? I mean, it's about Fapon. Maybe it has a clue for what's going on there.
If you want to write it down, I personally don't have anything on me of that sense.
Oh, I've got so much stuff like that, and I start pulling out like inks and parchment, paper, and all
If you want shovels and picks and ways to dust old relics, I got you covered.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you know relics, right? So like
The carving in the wall is less than a week old.
yeah, I know, but maybe it has a clue to whatever's going on. Still, I'm not talking about like this particular thing having a clue, but like I mean the poem that's written down.
Assi would have a point. You would know how to like transfer like runes to a paper relatively easily. That is something that
like,
you would have
taking
done.
a rubbing is I think taking a rubbing would be easier than like actually writing it down, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I just don't have anything in my pack.
Yeah, I've got that.
Yeah, Assi's like pulling out the supplies you would.
Oh,
need.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
that's
was
what I'm
like-
saying. I'm
I was
pulling
like,
out
why
like
don't you just do it
parchment
then?
and paper because I don't know how.
Yep.
I have an
And,
idea of how I think it should be done.
You're like, yeah, just do it. I'm like, why don't you just do it, my dude?
Because
Yeah.
I'm not even totally sure what the right way to do it is. I mean, like,
It's all about finesse and how much pressure you apply.
see, like, the best I've got is one time there was, like, this really cool piece of the filigree, and I wanted to put it on a hair clip, so, like, I put ink all over the back of the filigree, and I smacked a piece of paper to it, and I pulled it away really quick, and I had, like, the ink in the shape of the filigree on my paper. But I don't think that's gonna work here.
You're smarter than you look.
Shalasha, make a proficiency check.
I'm pretty smart.
So just d20 plus proficiency?
Yep.
It's because you haven't done it. Disconnected.
Would you
I
get?
couldn't have rolled this. It was an at 20, so that's
Yeah, I mean, it,
23.
like a practice old-handed. Takes you a little bit of time to do it, as it is an out form, but you do quickly, get a little
Oh.
stuff on it, get that on there, find a way to apply pressure evenly, and soon enough you do have a recreation of the first few lines of this poem. If you want, I can write them out for you, and I'll actually give them to you.
Yeah, just send us the poem later.
Yes, please, Dan.
I definitely will.
I'm helping. I'm holding the paper to the wall in places.
Look at you guys go. It's gonna be.
Yeah, like a
Watch
well-oiled
not
machine.
great.
You guys watch as this all occurs.
Bonding time with Bone Daddy. You jealous?
I've been doing this for about 600 years, so it's been a while. Now that I think about it,
Fuck up.
I don't think I've actually took a poop in like 40 years.
That's a little too much information. So
As you're saying this, you guys like see outside as like the storm seems to break, and like suddenly there's a lot of like light starting to shine through back upon the forest,
can
and it's almost like you guys like
I make a nature check on this?
yeah, you can make a nature check.
They're called God rays.
Yeah, and it's like
Ooh.
suddenly it's like
Ooh.
you guys remember
let's
it's
go
like
with nature.
9 a.m. The sun is still like, coming up. It's not the dreary day that it was the day before. Like,
17.
this is unnatural. You have no idea. Like, you've never seen a storm break like this. Usually it takes clouds a while to break up, but these ones are almost like vanishing from the sky. They're disappearing.
It's
so
like
fast.
magic.
Well, I was wondering if it might be like the eye of a storm, you know?
Nope. Like,
Nope.
if you wanted to go and you want to look out there, you can see like the clouds are literally like dispersing at this point. They're like flowing back to like the far edges of the realm at this point with all haste. They're just...
Someone's doing that. We might want to get moving.
You guys should actually dry off your sword and sheath so you don't get any rust or mold first.
Oh, I just like
Where are you?
pocket. Nothing
Justin.
can get in there. There's no air.
You can.
Are you here?
Oh,
It can't rust.
okay.
It can't rust if there's no air.
Huh.
Are you here?
I'm gonna kind of tell myself off, or kind of ring myself out, and then I'd like to reapply my my water walk.
While you're doing this, can you make a wisdom save for me?
Are you
Shall I
here?
try?
No.
Here?
That is 19.
Okay. So, you
Are you
hear
here?
a voice in your head, but you also, like, you feel yourself, like, clamming up. You're blocking something from going farther. And it's a familiar voice, and it just
Are you
goes,
upstairs?
the
Is it
storm
like-
was the first part. We'll see how you deal with the rest of nature.
Are you
And
here?
it's
Do
the
I
same voice.
recognize?
You do. It's the same the same gentleman acquiring about his amber.
Are you fucking kidding me?
What was wrong?
I didn't do anything this
Sorry,
time.
God.
Are you here?
You were in the middle of saying like one more sentence. Was there something else, or is it just
The storm was the first point.
Are you
Part.
here?
We'll see how you deal with the rest of nature.
Are you here?
um
Are you here?
lose my number?
Where are you?
Yeah.
Are you far? Are
I-
you close? Are you?
I have this weird pain in my head.
Can you tell him I'm close? He keeps asking.
How old are you?
Whoa.
You remember the Lich, the one that was the failed Lich, mind you, the one that was asking about Amber?
Mm-hmm.
I just heard his voice in my head.
Have
I
you
feel like
told him it's gone?
Are you here?
I don't know if I can reply. But there's this throbbing. And
Are you here?
he said something about the storm being the first part. And
So he did
now
that.
the rest of now to see how we deal with the rest of nature.
Well, that's ominous and unhelpful.
Let's get going. If he's
I think we need to make up for lost time. Just
Are you here?
push it.
doing stuff like that, that means he's close enough to cast spells. Which also means he's close enough to punch if we find him.
Powerful spells at that. I mean, he's controlling the weather. That's no small feat.
Yeah, but like all wizards are the same once you get within stabbing distance.
I mean, this is true.
There's only so many differences between a wizard and, your local butcher. Once
Butcher
you get
sees
within
more
stabbing
blood.
range. Both of them are equally likely to be able to defend you against you, but like, you can get around it.
So you've stabbed a lot of butchers?
Stabbed a lot of people.
I mean, okay, one time, but like that was his fault.
It was. I was there.
Exactly.
Alright,
I
so
mean,
So
as,
we're moving out?
as you guys are having this conversation, to set a little bit of the scene, beyond this cave, as like the ground itself also seems to be, drying up rather quickly. It's almost like most of the rain and all of that wasn't 100% really there. It's vanishing as quickly as the clouds are. Like the entire place here is undergoing a very, very rapid transformation. It's still different from what you would expect, A-Rod. It still is definitely fall. There's still a little bit of a cold briskness to the air, but it's definitely getting more towards, fall weather instead of like you guys just were through a heavy rainstorm. The mud sharks are still there though, and what you can see down at like the foot of these rocks are a ways away from you guys. It's not an imminent thing, but it looks like there's still about 6 of them, but they're actually like up on the rocks now. And it looks like they're like starting to like settle down in the sun. And they also looks like they have like several carcasses of deer and other animals on the rocks as well that they've put out to dry. It looks like they're like getting ready to sunbathe. Do me a favor and roll either a survival or perception check, A-Rod, and Shalashar as well. Shalashar, yours would be probably perception. A-Rod, you can do either or.
I keep freaking forgetting that I have a tiara of blood.
Well,
Whoops.
Jesus.
26.
26. And A-Rod?
only a 12.
Only a
Plus
12.
8 is so nice.
Well,
I love
you're
perception.
here and you're looking over everything, and like I said, you can see that the ground is drying. You can see like whatever these creatures are. Was your perception or survival?
Perception.
Perception. You can see like these creatures are starting to settle down. But Shalashar, however, he's more focused on looking at his map. You again have a choice of what you can do. You are currently at the foot of a couple of mountains, small ones, not the big ones that you would find later, but you guys could return to trying to trek through the forest, or you could try to take one of the rumored mountain passes according to your map. It says like there's a couple of like, they're not called goat trails, but they look like goat trails marked on your map.
Maybe we take the mountains, stay away from these sharks.
Based on what the map says in like elevation, do I have an idea, like assuming these goat trails are as quick as they seem on the map, do I have an idea which one would be quicker?
So here's what I can do that better looking at the elevation. You could make it to Fae Pond by the end of today. The problem is you will then be on top of a mountain, and it'll probably take you another day to get off of this mountain to Fae Pond. But you could get to like, overlooking Fae Pond within the day. The problem is getting off of this mountain once you get there, because your current path has had you guys snaking through them, going, around, and, this would put you guys over. So you would save 2 days, but it'd take you a day there, and then another day to get down.
So we kind of have an option. We take some of these smaller trails and wind our way through the mountains. It takes us a little bit longer to get there. Or we do have an option, but we can overlook Fae Pond today. But then I don't see a way down the mountain. I don't see any clear defined paths. So it's probably going to take us a little while to get down from the top.
Does anybody have a feather token?
I do not.
Damn it.
And I know wizards have some fancy magic that can help them get down. I mean, we could set up a slide almost, set up some rope and kind of slide down the rope, but I can't say that's going to
I'm sure we can find our way down the mountain if we have to.
Yeah, I mean, you and I are pretty good. Pretty
Yeah.
stealthy. I know we're pretty good at climbing. Like,
Yeah, it's not
do
too
you
hard.
want to take the super
I
quick
met you on the
path?
second story climbing through the window, so.
That's right.
Yeah.
Deep cut.
Did you guys want to take the super quick path, or did you want to take the medium path?
I have faith that we can get there, tie some ropes together, and work together.
We'll find our way down the mountain. I'm not too worried
Yeah.
about that.
I have faith in us.
I'd rather keep to the high ground and avoid these fucking sharks.
Just wait until a mountain goat pushes you off.
So like, let's stay up here.
By the way, they call me
Yeah.
Billy.
So let's take the mountain path along here, and just do our best.
Like it.
Then I think we'll take the mountain path, try and expedite.
Yeah.
At least have an idea of what we're gonna encounter.
Alright. And Cole, you're keeping Mr. Fluffykins with you, correct?
Yeah.
Should I consider him as like a permanent fixture with Cole from now on, or no?
Yeah, yeah, unless he his hit points go down to 0.
You got it. Good to know. I literally forgot about him in the last combat, and I apologize for that.
No, it's okay.
So keep that in mind. In the
Just
future.
one more thing to keep track of. It's not
Alright.
a big deal.
Thank you. I will.
We missed
literally
it, but
add
like
that.
he was kicking
Not like
and
the M
fighting one of those sharks to death himself alone in the corner.
Now, to keep it simple, just assume that I hop off him in combat.
Yeah, I know, but I could have killed it. So that's why I'm
No.
sad. I'll be honest.
So did we level after the sharks?
No. You silly fuck.
Did we gain
Every time
2
we do
levels?
anything, James is like, "Did we level?"
But what you do get as you head out of this lovely little shit-smelling cave is a beautiful view as you guys start making your way around the edge of this rocky terrain, seeking the marked path on this map. Like, this would have been hard to find without the map, unless you knew it was here. But following this, and with the help of A-Rod's sharp eyes as well, and everyone's patience, you guys do your job of shutting up and behaving, as A-Rod and Shalashar do the pathfinding. You eventually do find your way to what seems to actually be a very well-maintained path. The one side of this path is literally open to the air, and the rest of it is kind of carved up almost like a little snake path. It's probably about 2 feet wide at the widest, 1 foot at some places, so it is kind of a bit of a sketchy path. So that
But
being
if-
said,
So,
Okay. Nighttime?
Rocks fall, A-Rod dies.
A-Rod dies.
Oh wait,
That's how we know he leaves a campaign.
That's
I was
fine.
the dungeon master for a second there. I could have been in charge.
I know, I had to move it. I want to quickly add something for me, and this is where we will end it. I just want to have my camera up when I do this. Oh, that's right, because it's done through this and not that, so that doesn't work. Alright, in that case, my friends, I'm going to have to just go here, click on me, size me up as much as possible. This is terrible. This is not working at all.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
Professionals,
With-
everybody.
Okay.
with this
Okay, I'm just
lovely
gonna.
look. No, we're doing an outro. Shut up.
I'm gonna take over.
No,
I'm gonna
I'm
take over. I'm the dungeon master. Apparently,
No, we're going-
A-Rod is
Ariel,
having some
stop.
technical difficulties.
Please shush. Thank you guys for joining us. We will be ending the session here today with our group starting to find their way up this mountain to continue their path towards Fae Pond. Thank you for joining us. Sorry for the technical difficulties, and I hope you guys are enjoying it, and we'll see you next time. But until then, I hope you have a good day, and bye-bye.
Fucking A-Rod.